Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today, really excited because my Quite Curvy and Curvy Dies and the coordinating paper have arrived today. Now, this is a pre-order, so all my customers can get it from the 1st of November. But as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I can get it a month early. If you actually joined my team, you would be able to get this as part of your starter kit. So if you've ever been interested in becoming a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, then just leave me a comment and we can have a chat about it. So the bundle does include a Christmas stamp set, and I haven't chosen to have bought that. I've bought the Quite Curvy because it has the most lovely leaves. You're one in a million, thinking of you makes my day, wishing you the happiest of birthdays, hooray for you, made with love and hello. Then you've got these lovely floral leaf sort of sprig running right the way across. You've got this lovely sort of floral piece, a tiny little spriggy piece, and some lovely birds that I thought we could do as robins for Christmas. It comes with a coordinating die. So these are all the dies. So let's have a little look at this and see if we can work out what we're doing. As I say, I haven't taken all of these out yet. So we have this one which will cut this one out. Let's get it the right way up. Okay, so that will cut the lovely little florally piece out. You've got this one which will cut out, which we're going to use. So let me just get this off this sticky stuff. This is going to cut out the leaf. Again, I need to get it the right way up. Okay, so that's going to cut out our leaf, which is lovely. Those who hate fussy cutting, really nice to have that one. And then we've got three little robins or little birds, so we can cut the birds out. We've then got these pieces, which are the dies. Now, little bit of a tip for these. If you look at them, and I'm not sure whether you can see them on here, you will when you get them. They have a cutting edge and a smooth edge. A cutting edge and a sort of wavy edge on this. So if I get this one out, which I've already done this one on the die cut, if you look at it, and I don't know whether you can, let me see if I can come up close enough to see. Okay, if I turn it like that, you can see that this the top part is a cutting edge. The bottom part you can see is smooth. So if you want, you've got to remember that this piece will do your cutting. So if you want your little dots to come in underneath, you need to put your cutting piece at the top, and then your little dots will appear. Okay, because that is going to cut, so that will cut the piece of paper away. That leaves your dots at the bottom. If you do it the other way round, what will happen is that you will get a nice smooth piece here, and your dots will appear where you don't want them to on the piece you're going to throw away. So always remember, cutting piece at the top for your dots to appear if you want them underneath, and vice versa. And it's exactly the same with this one. So this one, you have your cutting blade at the top along here, and you've got your pretty floral piece. So if you want your floral pieces to appear on the bottom of the card, you cut it that way. If you want them to appear on this part of the card, you have your cutting piece down at the bottom. Okay, so hope that sort of makes a bit of sense. You will do it a few times and get it wrong because that's what everybody does. And then we've got this one, and this one actually cuts out. Let me just get it out. This one cuts out, you can see where the cutting pieces are. So it embosses these little scrolly pieces and it cuts out the little leaves completely. You can then do two of them and piece those leaves in a different colour if you want to, or you can just have it with the holes in and fill the leaves in for another piece. So Those are the three, but they give you this lovely curve. So let's have a go at making a card. This is the first one I've done. Before I get onto that, I want to just go through the papers. Now, I haven't bought a lot of Christmas papers this year, but this little set is 6x6s, and they are called, let's have a little look. Whoops, stuck to there. They're called Classic Christmas. So we have, let's do this quickly. We've got pine trees, and we have them in 3 different colours. So you've got them in, is it Sahara Sand? I think it's, don't know whether it tells me the colours on here. Let me just have a little look and see. Take the paper to the other side. I think it's Sahara Sand. Yes, Sahara Sand, Cherry Cobbler, and Shaded Spruce. Okay, and then the white pastures Whisper White. So you've got Christmas trees on this side. So let me just go, because I just sort of organised them out a bit. So you've got Christmas trees in the 3 different colours. Let's take that out, make sure that I haven't got my... No, I haven't. Okay, so you've got Christmas trees in the 3 different colours. And then on the other side, you have got, turn it onto the other side, you've got, oh, that's rather nice. You've got a lovely fir and berries sort of pattern on the back of that one. So that's, oh, no, that's gone into the next one. Sorry about that. Okay, on the back of this one, you've got the checks. Okay, so you've got the checks in the 3 colours. So that's the tree one. The next ones are sort of little spotty snowflakes, which I think will work really well on a lot of cards. So let's make sure I've got that right. So you've got the spotties in the 3 colours, and then on the back of that, that's where you've got the lovely sprig part. Love that. I think that's really pretty. Then you've got a sort of a cross-hatch checky piece, and again those are in the 3 colours. Let me just get those out on there. So those are in your 3 colours with the check, almost sort of like a Hessian type background. On the other side you've got a stripe, so that's quite nice. And then the last one, you've got probably mistletoe in the colours, and then on the back of that one you've got stars, which are rather nice. So nice sort of classic colours, but again, being 6x6, it means that you can, you know, use them for your cards for all sorts of things. And as I say, as I haven't got any Christmas paper, those are the sort of real traditional colours of Christmas, but with some nice backgrounds. So that's your papers. Again, 1st of November, you can get hold of these. So let me put those out of the way so I haven't got everything everywhere. And we'll get on and we'll start to make a card. So I have chosen the this fir tree, Christmas tree stamp. This is a little piece that was left over, which I'll use for something. And what I've done is I have taken, and I've done this bit in advance because otherwise everything will take too long, and it's fairly sort of straightforward to see. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken a piece of Whisper White, and then I've taken the piece exactly the same size, and you can see on here we've got these lovely little dots that run along the top, and that was because I put, as I was saying before, your cutting edge on the top, your little dots underneath, because I wanted them underneath. Okay, and then I've the reverse side of that, so the top piece that was cut away, I'm just going to have that plain on the top, because I think we're going to have enough fancy things on there that we don't really need to make that pretty as well. I think 2 lots of pretty might be a little bit too much. So we're going to take the stamp set now. I'm going to do a bit of die cutting because I want to cut this off. And I've taken and I've mounted it. You need to mount it on a large rectangular block, which is the I block. So I've taken a piece of Whisper White, and I need to get myself a good black ink, or I might actually use, because I'm going to use my blends, I might use some, I'll get my Memento out. Right, I'm going to use Memento this time. I do use other black inks, as you know, but what I wanted to do on this one is I'm going to, oh, sorry, I keep crashing my camera with my head. I've got it just above my head at the moment on a tripod, and it's to get it low enough to see, sometimes I crack my head on it. So we're going to use the Memento this time because I want to use some blends to colour it in. So let me just get the lid off on that. So this is the first time of using it, so quite often you'll find that it is coated with just from the manufacturer, so it's always a good idea to just give it a, it might work this first time, I might have to do it twice. So I've just cut myself a scrap and I'm going to put that down on there and just cut it through and see how that's come out. Oh, that's all right, actually. That's all right. I'm hoping it's going to cut. It might be a little bit small. We'll have to see. Okay, so beautiful leaves, and I haven't got shaded spruce in the blends, so I've taken a variety of colours that I'm hoping will just sort of blend in as leaves. So what have I got? I've got some, this is Granny Apple Green Light, so let's have a little go at doing a few of them in that. And I'm literally just going to put just some colour in. And I'm not doing them all in this colour, I'm going to do some of them in another colour. Or actually I might do them all in this to start off with and then just add some more. So you can see I'm not spending a lot of time, I'm just literally just carefully just putting some colour in. Leaves are really pretty, love this shape. Okay, now this you can see is going to clash with the other colour, but I think once we've built it up enough we'll be okay. And it is one of those things, you don't have to have all of the products to completely match. One of the things that is really great is that we do have everything that coordinates, but you know, when you're starting out you might not have everything, and I certainly don't buy everything all of the time. So that's the light Granny Apple Green. Then I'm going to take, this is light Old Olive. So let's see what that does. That might just, yeah, that just sort of darkens it down a bit. So I'm just sort of doing some shadowy bits on here. And again, not overly precise, it's more of a just a impression of colour. So I'm just literally just doing some of that down at the bottom. So that's in the other green. And then I am going to just add a little bit of, see what that comes out like. I think that might be okay. So this is the, I think it's Pacific Point, and I'm just going to add just maybe a little bit of this down, just in like a shadow piece on here. To just build up some different sort of colour elements. And we'll have a little bit down in on here on these top ones as well. Okay, and then I'm going to take the, make sure my lid's on, then I'm going to take the, this is the dark granny apple green, and we'll have a little bit of this one coming through. And just going round over the top of those so we get just a little bit of different colour tones and variations coming through on this. I do quite enjoy colouring, and as I say, I would probably spend quite a bit longer in doing this, but I just want to, as I say, just build up some colours in here like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take the light old olive. I'm hoping that's old olive. Yes, it is. Again, and we're just going to do a little bit of extra blending in on here. And when you blend it in, you'll find that as the alcohol evaporates, it blends in all those colours together. So you get the different tones coming through without it being overly obvious. So just finish colouring those bits in. And as I say, if you've got shaded spruce, use shaded spruce, but I think by the time we've finished, it should be all right. Okay, so that's those ones. Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to work. Now we're going to take because we want these little robins. So, and I'm not sure how many I'm going to do, so, and what they're going to look like for this one. So I'm going to take all three of them out, I think. Need to get myself a little block for this one. So let me just get my blocks out. I think I can do a little, yes I can, put it on a little A block. So we've gone to one of our larger ones to one of our smaller ones. Let's get this out. So we've got three little robins. So I'm just going to again get myself a little scrap out, and again I'm using Memento only because I want to colour it really quickly. So one little robin, oh he's quite sweet. Get my stamping scrub so I can clean them and put them away as we go. Okay, so that's one little robin, or it's going to be a robin this time. They are quite sort of generic looking birds, so I think that they would work for whatever you want. So let's have a look and see. That's another one, and I don't know the difference between them, so we can see, this one faces the opposite direction. So that one's facing that direction. Let's clean that off. And then we've got one sort of sitting in the middle. Oh, they're quite sweet actually. So you've got, I think this is probably going to be a middle facing bird. I don't know. Let's have a look and see. So we'll put this one in like that. Oh yes, very sweet. I like those. That's probably like as if he's sitting on a branch because his little feet are more sort of curved. But really pretty little birds. I like those very much. Okay, so we're going to have that for now on there. And I think we're going to have a hooray for you or a curvy sentiments, but let's just do these to start off with. Okay, so all I've taken is crumb cake, which is the dark crumb cake, because my light has run out. So I'm just going to colour in the top of the bird, down on his little wings, down out to his tail, and then round on his little face, down like that. This one exactly the same. Now if you've got your light and your dark you can do it, but the robin you need to just have just the sort of the front of his little breast in the colour, and the rest of him is going to be brown. So, because that's why they call robin redbreast. And I think in different countries, robins are different sort of shapes. Our robins are really tiny little birds. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm just not putting the lid on that for a second. Let's take the... Now I've chosen the dark Calypso Coral because I think red makes it just a little bit too bright. So I always tend to go for the Calypso Coral Dark. Does make the most lovely little colour. Then I'm just going back in here to just soften that little edge on there just a little bit, not a huge amount, so I don't want to cover it up, but just to soften it. So okay, so those are our 3 little robins. Right, now I'm going to have to do some die cutting. So I've got a bit of a bigger space here today. So let's have a look. We've got the 3 robins, so we need to die cut those out. That's that one, and then we've got that long piece to die cut out this one. So let me just get my die cutting machine up and see if it'll actually... Will it come in on here? Oh yes, it might actually come in. It's probably a bit over the top on here, so let's get the leafy bit out like that. I'll put it in on that way. Can I get my handle in and my arm? Probably. I need to do it the other way, don't I, so I can get my arm in that way. Okay, doesn't really fit underneath my screen, but I want to do it because I'm ready to do it. So what I'm going to do is put this in to get this out, and we'll put that in it so you can see it. There we go. Put that in like that. Let's get that die cut piece, which is here. Now this is going to go that way, so let's see how... Oof, I'm very tight on that little corner, but that's my fault. Now these are quite good because they do fit absolutely perfectly. So I always put them on a slight angle because I find that it's easier to cut them through. So let's just do this one. And because of the way I am, I always roll one thing back and the other way. I don't think you need to on most die cutting machines. So that's taken this one out. So we can have a look at that one, and let's see if we can get our little robins. So I've got my robins. There's me throwing it all over the floor. This comes with trying to do it in a quite small space, but let's have a little look and see. Right, that's my cutting mat. My plates have just fallen down, but that doesn't matter. I really need a new plate on this one. It's had so much love. Those are our little robins. So I'm going to put them up this way, so hopefully I can see just a little bit which one's which. Okay, I think that one's that one. Is it? No, it's not. That one, that one. Okay, so that little robin's there. Let's see if I can get that in. I really should have some... to get it down so that it's not... In fact, I'm going to turn it the other way up because my board is quite warped, so it doesn't sit on. Evidently the new magnetic platform that's coming out for our new machine is a lot better because it doesn't move quite so much. So let's see if I can get that in. Right, that's one. Where's that little one? That little one's there. Yeah, that's going to whiz across, isn't it? I'm going to do them one at a time, I think, because if I have a little bit of tape, I could, but I haven't got any tape at the moment, so I just don't want to ruin them now we've cut them out. So let's just take that one through. So that should be one little robin. This little one's here. I think he'll go in quite easily. And what you need to do is to make sure you've lined up the little feet, because if the little feet are lined up, the rest sort of line up reasonably well. So I think that one should work okay. That down. Run that one through. Oh, it might have slipped a little bit. Oh dear, that slipped terribly. Comes from knots. You see, this is why I normally prepare things beforehand, because it's quite difficult to do. We might only have 2 robins to do. Right, let's do this one. And that's going to be this one, that way. There he is. That one should be fine. Apart from it keeps slipping. I do hate these magnetic sheets sometimes. As you can see, when you're doing little things, you really have to just tape them down. But I haven't got any taping on this one. Fast forward the video and then come back when I've actually got this die cut out. But as I say, I'm doing it literally. It arrived about 10 minutes or so ago, so I just wanted to make sure that I had a little play with it. So let's see if that one is. I think that's probably slipped a bit as well. We'll have to see. That's not too bad. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Now you can see why I don't die cut live, because my work surface really doesn't allow for it particularly well. Okay, let's make sure I'm back in the right space. Yes, I am. Okay, so we've got the pieces to make a pretty good card, I think. So we've got this piece, which is our Whisper White, and we're going to have this piece up on the top like that, and we're going to have this piece down on the bottom, in on that corner, and then this piece that we've die cut out. Oh, that's very nice, isn't it? I think I might even put that right down at the bottom. Yes, I think I'm going to do it like that. Okay, let me get some glue. Okay, so I'm using wet glue, and I'm going to put, we want the sentiment to go in, and I think I'm going to do the sentiment. Am I going to risk it and do the sentiment at the end? I think so. So we're going to take this little piece first, and I will be doing a lot more once I've had a play myself. I will be doing some more for you so you can see before the beginning of November exactly what all the different pieces are, and then, as I say, you can decide what you get. So we want this to come down at the bottom, and we want it to come nice and tight against the side like that. Okay, so that's our bottom piece. I do like these curves. I think they're ever so pretty. Then we'll have the other piece at the top. Let's make sure that I've got it on the curve. I'm going to turn it round because I find doing things easier from the bottom. So just get my bottom piece in first, straight, and then take this piece. This is where wet glue is really good, because you get a little bit of wiggle room so you can get it exactly where you want it. Okay, so that goes on there. It's pretty good. I might have to trim it just a tad. And then you've got that lovely curve on there. Then we're going to put our leaves down at the bottom in over the top, because I think that they will work lovely. And I'm just literally doing it with wet glue this time, because a lot of my cards, as I said to you before, I post, and the postage can double if our post things are too thick. they go into the next post bracket, and it starts to get quite expensive if you're sending a lot of cards for Christmas, which I will. Okay, so that fits. Oh, that's beautiful, doesn't it? Fits beautifully just down at the bottom. Okay, so you've got that lovely sort of little branch on there. You've got the trees coming up, and then we've got our little robins. So we can have a robin in on here. We can have a robin in on there, and we've got a poor little robin that looks a bit. In fact, I'm going to have to trim him off with a pair of scissors, I think, because he's really got. He's going to be a bit smaller than he should have been because I didn't get the die cutting accurate. And as I say, if you're somebody who is enjoys fussy cutting, you don't necessarily need the dies. You will to do the curves, but apart from that, you probably should be all right. So I'm only doing this because I die cut it skew with it moved as I was doing it. So I just don't want it to look completely cockeyed. So I'm just going to take the little feet in a bit. And he has got a little bit of a squashed head, Robin, but I think he'll work okay for this example. So little robin in there like that. That's very sweet. I like that. I'm going to put the robins up with dimensionals, and then we're going to put Hooray for You, because I think, oh, you're 1 in a million. Let's have a look and see with the curves. So your 1 in a million would have to go onto a curve. Yes, you see that's not going to go. You'd have to have it the other way up to go in on that curve. So it'd have to be a 1 coming down. So, but Hooray for You will work perfectly. So I'm going to have Hooray for You, and then I'm going to put a little Merry Christmas in on the top. Now, this one, I think we need a smaller. This one will work on this one. It's good we've got two rectangular blocks, so we've got a large one and a small one, and this one will work perfectly. So let's put this down here and just pick that up like that. And I need some little dimensionals, so let me just get my dimensionals out, and I'm just going to put a mini on each one of these little. My mini's out, and we can put a little mini on each one of these little robins. In fact, I probably need to do my stamping first, so I'm going to put my dimensionals on. So I'll have one there ready to go, one there ready to go, and one there. Okay, so those are our robins, and then we're just going to put this in on here, over on which, that's the perfect curve there. So as I say, wriggle it around until you find the perfect curve, because the curves make all the difference. What colour am I going to do this? As I've got my memento, I think I'm just going to do it in the memento. So let's give that a good ink up, because it's the first time I'm over inking it, because what I want to do is to make sure that it comes perfectly where I want it. And as I say, the first time using it, quite often you do find it's a little bit okay. So we're going to put it in on here because that runs on that curve. So put that down. I'm pressing it down a bit because, as I say, it's the first time of using this, and you sometimes find, fingers crossed, oh, look at that, hooray for you, that's perfect. Okay, so now we've got our little robins that we're going to have. So we've got one that way, make sure I've got them the right way round, that one that one and that one. Perfect. That's the one that we're going to have in the middle because he's got a little bit of a sad looking head. So we'll have a little robin here, and we'll have them just sort of going up over the top. This one can go in the middle like that. We can have this one running in that way, I think. There we go. So you've got little robins in on here. Then I'd probably put a little ribbon or something like that on there. Let me have a little look and see what we've got. I think I need to put, as I say, a little bit of ribbon or something like that on it. I need a base, so let me have a look. I haven't got shaded spruce, so I'm going to have a look and see out of the bases that I've got cut what might actually go. So I can have a, whoops, my case has just fallen down on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to have a little look and see what colours. As I say, I haven't got shaded spruce. This is just jade, which I think is probably going to be maybe a little bit pale, or old olive might. Just jade has got a little bit of the blue in it, hasn't it? Let's have a little look at that one, because that might work. Or I might just do it with a black or with a red. So no, that doesn't work very well, does it? Let's have a look at, I was using some Merry Merlot the other day, so we could change it and put a red on the back, which might work. That would pick it up quite well if we wanted to. Or we could put, what else have I got? I could just put a smoky slate or something like that, which is just very neutral, and that will just work on there. Yes, that looks quite nice. And I think I would put something up on there, probably a little bow of some sort. So I think I might, as I say, just add a bow in on there. Let's have a look and see what bows we've got. I've got my absolute favourite. Let's have a look on here. So I've got this, which I keep saying is my absolute favourite, the mesh. And I think probably what I'll do is put a bow up in the corner like that, and tie that. I think that that'll work beautifully. Or I even might put a bow across on the top, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it like that for now, because otherwise I'll be faffing around for ages and the video will go on too long. But I think what a pretty, I love the way this curves. I love the look of it. I say just with a little bit, it's just a little bit too far down, but I wanted it to follow the curve. So I need to just add some little bits to the top, which you'll see in the front picture of the video. And what we're using is the Quite Curvy, which is a sneak peek, the coordinating dies, which are called Curvy Dies. And these are going to be they're going to be available on the 1st of November, and they're also going to be in the new January to June mini catalogue. So you've got quite a lot of time to get them, but as I say, lots of ideas I'm going to do with this one. Beautiful. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, stay safe and stay well and be kind. Bye-bye.